Okay, so welcome back. That took a couple of minutes. So if you go and create a new project, it's an idea to go and make a cup of tea or go and do something else while it actually does that. Once you've created your project, this is what you will see. Now, I'm not going to really be explaining the interface too much. If you are familiar with Unreal Engine from previous versions, you should know basically most of this. We've got our main window here. We've got an outliner there. We've got our details here. We can also get world settings up here as well. We'll probably look at these a little bit more later. If we want to find our content drawer, it's down the bottom here. So we can either click on this and it'll pop up like so, or I can do Control and Space, which is kind of handy. Now that's all nice and well. You can also select Dock in Layout, and then if you've got multiple screens, you can actually then peel that off and put it on your own screen. So that's normally what I do. I won't do it for these videos because I want you all to be able to see what I'm doing. Couple of things I'd maybe suggest if you haven't used Unreal before. If you have a look down here under the folder system we've got here. So this is our content. If you look at the content just here, so you can see we've got first person. We've got blueprints there. We've got some maps. I've got our first person map here as well, which is this one that we've got right here. There's also some other information here. So we've got a first person arms. So we come in here and have a look. We've got some animations. We've got our character. Got our materials. We've got the character mesh. Some textures there as well. As I'm not going into these in detail, but if you are interested in this in the animation side, you can go and check these out in your own time. We've got our first person weapon as well. We've got some level prototyping things here. So we've got just some static meshes here, and I got some materials and textures as well. We've also got some starter content which we selected initially to import as well. Starter content is worth looking at if you particularly haven't used Unreal before. We've got some architecture here, some audio. I've got some existing blueprints which we can play around with as well. HDRI is basically the sky, the background. We have some maps here, so advanced lighting, minimal default, and a starter map. Got some materials which are worth having a look at. And we've got some videos on creating materials if you're interested in that one. Particles as well. I think there's a cascade. Yes, they are cascade. And we've got some props in there, shapes, and some textures. What I'm going to be using today is the architecture side as well. Now I'd recommend, again, if you haven't used Unreal before, the first thing I might suggest doing is going into, is it this one? Let me just check. I think it's this one. One of them has, yeah, this is the one. So this is not a bad map to have a look at. It's got a lot of materials in it. It's got a lot of things going on. I'm just going to put my headphones on so I can hear things. It's got some sounds. And if we hit play up the top here, and you can see you've got some physics going on up the top there. We've got a little setup just here. We've got some particle systems and some sounds, and we can go and sort of check out these different materials as well. So, I mean, really, this is just an intro to the sort of things you can see in Unreal. There's nothing sort of specific there. If you've used Unreal before, this may not be quite so interesting, but if it's your first time and you want to see the sort of things you can do, feel free to check these out. So you can go and come to some of these different things. If you look down here, where's the actual So this is the sound. So we can look at the sound here on the right hand side. Got our transform, things on rendering. Where's the other information here? They've changed a few things. So you can see up the top here, we've got our, this is actually our fire blueprint. Looks like the sound from here. But so we've got a fire particle here, and we've got the audio here as well. So this is a blueprint. What we're going to be looking at, you can see we have components within these different blueprints as well. I guess just to show you, if I want to open up a blueprint, I can come here to the outliner where it's highlighted. I can just click on this button right here, and it will open this blueprint up for me. If we go to the viewport, we can actually see what we can see in the main viewport, the game viewport there. And we can also see the construction script here and the event graph. So there's nothing actually in the event graph. You don't have to have visual scripting. This is where visual scripting goes. You can have blueprints just having different components in them, and you can set them up and do whatever you want with them. Be aware with these windows, again, if you're new to Unreal, you can dock them up here, which tends to be my preference. So you've got the entire screen, and you can check all that out and do what you want to do with them. The other option here as well, let me just close this, come back here. If we want to see where this is in the content drawer, we can go right click on here and just go browse to asset, and it opens it up in the content drawer, and we can see the other other blueprints that are in the same area. We can do that really for anything. So if we go to another object, we can go to, say, this one. This is just a static mesh actor, and go to browse to asset, and that takes us to that static mesh actor. So again, spend some time checking this out. As I say, this is not really an intro to the Unreal editor. This is an intro to scripting, but I'm just giving you a little bit of an idea of what we have there. So actually, look, I might pause. I might break this up into smaller chunks. So I'm going to pause this, and then we're going to go and set up Unreal and create our new level. So we'll be back in just a sec.